What is up, everybody? We are in for the 49ers round check, and we got another episode coming in. We got my boy Niner D on the Niner Game Podcast, and we got Melissa, and we got OG Moses. We got 49ers Breakdown King that I want to put in, and then we got my boy 49er King 510. What is up, everybody?
What's up?
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on?
What's up, man? What's up?
What is up with everybody?
Man, just getting off work and looking forward to this show.
Oh, yeah, man. Ready to rock and roll this thing.
Yeah, we already want to rock and roll. Y'all will pump up about the schedule, right? It was like a few days ago, right, when they put on that schedule.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was definitely nice.
Definitely. And I already got bets going on with Raider fans.
Easy money. Easy money.
I got bets with my brothers, man. This is Battle of the Bay stuff, man.
My dad, the heart.
Those of you that are familiar with Bay Area, like, you guys know about that rivalry, man, with the fans.
Yeah.
It's real intense with smack talking. I got 3 Raider fan brothers, so it gets on and popping.
Hey, CG, my dad's a hardcore Raider fan, so if I win, he has to make me homemade tortillas.
Okay.
You know what's crazy, man? How is it that y'all became Niner fans? I need to know the story behind this, because y'all became Niner fans, but y'all got. And you, with your dad being a hardcore Raider fan, I definitely need that explanation.
And my dad's
let's go on that topic. Let's go on that topic, how we all became 49er fans. You know, since Dion made a good idea, let's all take turns about what he said about it. Like, okay, let's go on Dion first, since he asked that question. What made you become a Niners fan?
I'm going to make my story short and simple. It was honestly my mom's. When I was little, she used to teach me sports by showing me colors. She would be like, okay, what color do you want to go with today? I knew about baseball because my great grandmother taught it to me like from the jump. So I knew about the pitcher. I knew everything. But with football, my mom's, she understood it to an extent, but she didn't understand it fully. So 85, man, I was watching Montana and Rice. I saw that touchdown pass, and I was like, who is that? And she looked, she was like, that's the San Francisco 49ers. I was like, it's a wrap. Like, after I saw the touchdown pass, they'd never stopped, and I've never changed. I've had my ups, downs, my angry moments, but it's been a beautiful ride, man. I mean, and heck, I was born in 81. That was the first year they won their first Super Bowl. So I've been alive for all of them. But I only got to experience the latter part of the 80s, really. Because when, I'm a baby. I don't know nothing about no damn Super Bowl. But, yeah, man, that's how I became one.
Okay. So what made me become a fan? This is a long story short. Well, I grew up around a lot of Cowboy fans. So, a lot of my family were like a different, when I got to watch the game, a lot of my family says, if you're gonna root against the Cowboys, then you might as well just wear the Niners stuff. And I'm like, what the heck is the Niners? And then I checked them all out. I started watching a lot of stuff and watching Steve Young, and I started rocking with it. My brothers got me into it. A lot of that stuff, ever since then, I was hooked on, because I watched Steve Young as a kid. Steve Young was an inspiration. During the 90s, that's the best time I've ever got to watch Niners football. I was more of a wrestling fan, if I had to be honest with y'all, but It became such a thing in the 90s to watch the 49ers during the 90s when they had Steve Young and everybody else. And then the 2000s, you had the Garcias, and then that's what it was. But it just made me a fan ever since because the color of red, the uniforms were dope. And then that's what made me so hooked on. And it's a rivalry for my family, too. So, yeah. So, Melissa, explain to me what made you a 49ers fan.
Do we want the long version or the short version? Because there's like 50 different versions.
Go with the short and simple version if you want.
Okay. My father is an obnoxious Giant fan. My mother at the time was a Jet fan who later became a Giant fan. My brother became a Packer fan because he fell in love with Brett Favre. And for me, I fell in love with Steve Young and Jerry Rice because to me, they were like Batman and Superman. Like, there was nothing better than them. So, I fell out of love with football for a while, and then I came back to the Niners when I was an adult, and I fell in love with Patrick Willis and Navarro Bowman. And long story short, I've been watching them nonstop since then.
Okay, that's interesting. Coming from the East Coast, you grew up around a dad as a Giants fan. That's kind of intriguing. And then Moses, man, you told me a crazy story what made you a fan in the get-go, right?
Yeah, definitely. So I've been a 49er fan since 1984. The reason why I became a 49er fan because my uncle and my grandpa got me hooked on the Niners, watching the Jerry Rices, the Joe Montana. But my favorite player of all time, hands down, is Ronnie Lott. Now you ask, why did I become a Ronnie Lott fan? I'll give it plain and simple. If you watch that hit on Mark Bavaro, that's when I became a fan. And that's when I tried to play like Ronnie Lott, which 95% of the time didn't work out because I was always the one getting hurt. But yeah, that's plain and simple. Like I said, my dad's been a Raider fan. My mom's a Pittsburgh fan. So for some reason, I fell in love with the 49ers and Ronnie Lott.
Okay, that's interesting. So, my boy Antonio, tell me what made you become a 49ers fan.
I grew up in Oakland. I got my dad's a big-time Raider fan, my brothers and my family and this and that. And, so I started watching football back in 1994 season, the first game. And I just looked at it. I'm like, okay, I always heard about the 49ers, and I did watch a game or two the previous season. They had that beautiful red. Got a left-handed quarterback, so I always thought that was just dope to have a left-handed because there wasn't too many of that. Steve Young, my favorite quarterback, and then he could run too. And then we had Jerry Rice. And then 1994, the first game of the season, I seen somebody named Jerry Goatman Rice jump over three Raiders near him to break a touchdown record. So, and I actually got that tattoo of him the way he holds up his hand for a touchdown. Yeah, I got that tattoo. And then, the reason why I became a Niner fan was because instead of a Raider fan, was the Niners were the closest team to Oakland. The Raiders were in L.A. at that time, the 1994. So I just had to be a Niner fan, man. They were the closest team and a beautiful red. It was just too much. So that's why I could never be a Raider fan. And people are disappointed that I'm not a Raider fan. But those are that's the rivalry. That's the rival right now. Those are the ops. So that's my story on why I'm a Niner fan.
Okay, so for another breakdown, explain what made you a 49ers fan.
Yeah, just growing up in Humboldt County, Northern California, during the 80s, it was like, I mean, what else could you be, right? What else could you be? So at that time, I actually liked the Seahawks in the AFC, right? Because they were in the AFC, but when it switched to the NFC West, that was all gone. But yeah, just grew up kind of, grew up a Niner fan, didn't know any different, and still have some mementos from back in the day. I got a beanie right here from the 80s. I got hats from the early 80s and 90s. So I've just always been a Niner fan, man. You know what I mean? So Rathman was my idol, right? Tom Rathman was my guy, breaking face masks and whatnot. So, yeah, bro.
That's a dope story, man, straight up. But, yeah, speaking of that, like, so you came from Humbleton. Did you ever attend in Humbleton State?
Humboldt County? Humboldt State? No. Actually, I played a little football. I went to American River College in Sacramento.
Sacramento.
Yeah. Sacramento. But but speaking of it, man, like you guys wanted to talk about the schedules, right?
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, so the flow is on Dion since he's gonna give us his thoughts of the schedules.
So I already plan to go to 2 games this year. I plan to go to 3, but they stole one from me, so they sent us to Mexico for the Arizona Cardinals game, which is usually here. I was definitely going to go to that, but I ain't going to Mexico to watch the 49ers play football, So I'm going to go to the Raiders game, and then I'm going to go to the Rams game out there in Levi South, as we call it. But, I mean, who's Rooster? Bro, that got to be you, OG, because I don't think anybody else is outside with a rooster.
No roosters in the hood.
Right?
OG Rooster is what we should call him.
It's a next door neighbor.
Not no.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So, like, when you look at it, man, like, this is going to be the first year I say we sweep the Seahawks. This is the first year we sweep them in forever because they ain't got no we have no business losing to Seattle. None. Bobby Wagner's gone. Russell Wilson's gone. There's no Legion of Boom. Like, I understand DK and Tyler Lockett are still there, but come on, y'all. This should be a clean sweep for the Seahawks. I feel like we should split at least both our games with the Cardinals and the Rams, only because the Cardinals, they don't go down easily, and they always slip one in on us. And then with the Rams, you know what I'm saying, they might try to be a little better. Plus, they added Bobby Wagner to their linebacking core, and he seems to know a lot about us. But hopefully, we've got Trey Lance starting this season, so that won't be the case. But I'm just trying to look at trying to look at it right now and see exactly who we've got and what's going on. But I think we're going to have a fantastic year, man. I really don't see us losing too many games. It to me, it seems as if we have our work cut out for us. But, we got some bumps along the road because Trey Lance will be in his growth period. That's going to be the hard part. So, for me, I see us going at least 10-7 to 12-5. That's my record prediction, because there are going to be a few games that we would lose, but I'll kick it right back to you, CG. Tell me what you think.
Yeah, without a doubt, I feel like the schedule does seem a lot favorable for us in some perspective. Like you said, there's going to be some games that are going to be losable for us. But out of this prediction, I do have us losing 5 games, which is not too bad. Because I say 12 wins is realistic for us instead of some fans hyping us to win 13 or more. I don't know about that. 12 wins is possible because we got favorable schedules. If you look at the schedule matchups that we're playing against, there's a lot of teams that are still rebuilding. And usually those teams that are still rebuilding, that's a favorable game for us. But sometimes people say don't sleep on them. But there's quite a few opponents that we're going to face that are pretty much rebuilding, like the Carolina Panthers. They're a rebuilding team. Seattle's a rebuilding team. Miami Dolphins is a question mark. You don't know. Is Tua really the real deal for the Dolphins? But they kind of still seem like a rebuilding team with all the talent they're adding. And then you look at a couple of other teams. You're going to face teams like the Falcons, who are completely in rebuild mode because they don't have Matt Ryan anymore. So there's a lot of good opponents. But the one game I'm more excited looking forward to is the Las Vegas game, because I think that one's going to have some good bragging rights this year. I feel like this game has some meaning. This might sound crazy, but maybe I'm wrong about this, but this might have some Super Bowl aspiration if we play the Raiders in Las Vegas. I don't know. You guys think I'm crazy a little bit or not?
A little bit.
Okay, but let's go on to
hosting the Super Bowl.
Okay. We do.
That's the question. Where is it being played?
It's going to be played in Arizona, but it's got that Yeah, Arizona.
Also going to be in Arizona? Oh, man, it's going to be – ooh, man. You already know.
Yeah, this year will be in Arizona, then the following season will be in Las Vegas.
Wow.
Well, I'll tell you this. The last couple of years, which has been remarkable, the home team has won the Super Bowl, i.e. the Rams and the Bucks, which never happened in Super Bowl history until now. Never in Super Bowl history did you ever win the Super Bowl in your own house. That was unheard of, and 2 years in a row it's happened. I can tell you this: I know the Cardinals ain't about to win no damn Super Bowl, so we can just shut all that down. That ain't happening.
Yeah, ain't gonna happen. But let's get on it. Well, Melissa's got to think about the schedule.
I'm glad that Chicago's week 1. I wanted Fields versus Lance so much last year on Halloween. Like, that was my dream match, and it killed me that Jimmy came back and had to play that game. Like, it literally made me angry as hell. So, and as an East Coast fan, I'm grateful we only have 2 games at 1.
Oh, so those East Coast games are pretty interesting, huh? Especially like you say, when you play against the Chicago Bears, it's going to be not like a super cold season because, late in the season, it's going to be super cold in Chicago. So playing them early in the season is a huge benefit for us because the Bears are still a young team. They're still rebuilding. And I think
I think we kind of proved that cold weather isn't the issue for us in Lambeau and playing in Halloween last year. It's just, for me, I don't usually get hyped for week 1. So for me, see Lance and Fields right off the bat, that's what got me excited. And the bye finally not being so goddamn early, so.
Yeah, those early games kind of get pretty intriguing. But hey, Moses, what do you think of these schedules?
I think it's going to be very interesting. I'm going to follow what Dion says, 11-6, 12-5 at best. But the one everybody's talking about is Denver, how Russell Wilson and how they might beat us down to the wire. I think we got that game because they're in the rebuilding stage as well. And Russell Wilson still has to work with his chemistry with his receivers. But the one I'm really looking forward to is the Super Bowl rematch with Kansas City and the 49ers. That's going to tell me a lot where the Niners are at. That's going to tell me a lot. But I'm very excited about the schedule. And like you said, CG, the Raiders, like I said, I got bets going on. I got my homemade tortillas on the line. So, yeah, I'm very excited about the schedule.
For sure. For Niners breakdown, what's your thoughts of the schedule?
Man, I'm looking at it, and initially I wanted to say 12-5, but when I look at the schedule and its makeup, I could see us going 15-2, and I know that's crazy. But when you look at it, that Broncos game to me is tough, but it's on Sunday Night Football, so that's a late game in the day. Then we get Monday Night Football, so an extended week versus the Rams at home. The toughest games we have are at home. Say maybe the Chiefs or the Chargers. That the first game we play against Arizona is in Mexico City, so they don't even get a home game. You look at the Bucks, that's at home. The Raiders is at the Raiders, but that's just that's just a little. That's not far away for the Niners to travel. So when I look at the schedule, I think it plays very favorable to the Niners. I like how they start out with Chicago. And then Seattle, those are, to me, those are very winnable games, but they kind of warm you up for what should be a very, very, contentious game with the Broncos. I see the Broncos being very tough this year. They got pass rush help. They got a squad. Any team that Russell Wilson leads is always a pain in the neck for the Niners. So when I look at the schedule, it's definitely a difficult schedule, but I think the home games play well for the Niners, especially that stretch late in the season. So if they can start fast, man. Every game's winnable in the NFL, but I see it playing well for the Niners. The 2 games I'd say they might lose would be at Broncos and maybe at, I don't even know. What's the other one?
We got Las Vegas.
That may be a loss. I just don't want to say it, man. I can't say it. It's like I can't spit it out. But that's a tough team, and that is a team. I think they have the rush, they have the secondary, they have the receivers, they have the, but I don't see the Cardinals. I think we can sweep the Cardinals. They just, losing Chandler Jones, I think that is big for them. JJ Watt's a little old. I think we can sweep the Rams. We did it last year. And, when we go to LA, we turn that into our house. I think we sweep the Seahawks. I like, I just, right? And so, Kansas City, we got them at home. So, I mean, if we can't beat them at home, that is a really tough game, obviously. But again, in Tampa Bay, we got them at home. That's a long trip from Tampa Bay to San Francisco. So, if everything plays out right, if the Niners stay healthy, hey, as good as 15-2 is I think the low is still a 10+ win season for me.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think our ceiling can be like as good as 10 more wins or whatever way. But like Forever Faithful podcast said it, we do have the 5th toughest schedule. So I do find it favorable around our schedule.
One thing I want to say to that is every year it's different. You can't really project teams from last year. You know what I mean? Like if you look at Detroit's schedule, Detroit could go on a run and go 5-0 to start the year, and everybody's like, "Oh wow, where'd Detroit come from?" Nobody saw Cincinnati going to the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So it's like, every year in the NFL, man, everybody's got a tough schedule. That's what I love about the NFL is there's so much parity. So for me, it's like, yeah, it's a tough schedule, but how does it line up with home games versus road games, etc.? You right? So
without a doubt. So Antonio, what do you really think about these schedules, man?
I'm just happy we got, the first 2 games are very winnable. Chicago, Seattle. That'll be better for Trey, so that way he can get warmed up for the better teams. And the NFL, they did us a favor by having Kansas City not really be so early, in like Tampa Bay and the Chargers. The team I think that's going to go to the Super Bowl from the AFC is the Chargers. In the NFL, we have a bye week before we play the team I think go to the Super Bowl. So that's so magical. Thank you, NFL, for that.
Yeah.
Gave us a little gift card. So I love that. In the Raiders, New Year's Day. Man, a lot of people from the Bay is going to be there. A lot of Raider fans talking big mess, big noise. I want all the smoke, man. I want all the smoke. And I think we're going to win that game. And, I think the Broncos, that's going to be a tricky one. And I think the Broncos are going to be second in that division. Russell Wilson, because they got a lot of weapons, running back. They got receivers, man. They got edge rushers. They got corners. And Russell Wilson and Peyton Manning, they've been watching film together. Peyton Manning's the best brain of all time on my quarterback. And Peyton Manning won a Super Bowl there. Russell Wilson's trying to do the same thing. So, I mean, and plus John Elway's the 3rd best quarterback on my all-time list. He's right there. He got a lot of quarterback minds in his ear, in his head, in his face all the time. So that's why I think the Broncos going to hit it off and they're going to be great. But I think the Niners, will be 12-5. I think we're going to sweep our division. We're going to get payback on the Rams. Yeah, I'm a little Steph Curry. And then the Cardinals in Seattle, please. Nah, sweep city, 6-0. So in the division, I think we're going to lose 5 games out of the division. I think we can probably lose to the Broncos and probably the Bucks. I think we're going to lose like games where we shouldn't lose. But all in all, who I think is going to win the Super Bowl, though? That red and gold team. But that's a story for another day. And we got freaking depth at running back, man. We got depth everywhere. We can beat any team. So, and thank you, NFL, once again for giving us a bye week before we play the Chargers.
Oh yeah.
Just a quick correction. Peyton Manning ain't win no Super Bowl. The Broncos defense won Super Bowl.
That's
we all know they win nothing. Peyton was a shell of himself. That man could barely get the ball down the field. But
his neck problems, yeah.
I concur with your thoughts and sentiments. Yep. If you have John Elway and Peyton Manning in your ear, and all 3 of these dudes, along with Russell, are watching film, that's scary. That's really scary. Because I can tell you this. Peyton was the greatest regular season quarterback of all time. His playoff record is hella suspect. Because he only won 2 Super Bowls. The one thing you knew about Peyton was what? You were going to the playoffs. It was a guarantee. There was no way you were missing the playoffs. Now, what you did in the playoffs, I don't know. But I did want to.
Tom Brady is what he did.
Hey, look, man. Eli was able to sit at the dinner table and put 2 fingers up and go, I beat him twice.
Yeah.
Still got work to do, son. So it's always nice when you can stun your older brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't be mad at that. But I did want to ask everybody on the panel if we could go over the schedule and let's see where we at with these wins and losses. Like, because I want to know where people are thinking, because I'm going to tell you right now, the first game of the season That right there is prime time. It's Lance versus Fields. It's it's the 49ers versus the Bears. Like this is like what people want to see. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, I automatically gave us a dub on that one, strictly based on the fact that the Bears have no O-line. And they have no receivers and they don't have an offense. Yeah. And I'm not being disrespectful. Yeah. I'm just saying like they have no offense.
What you guys is?
CG, I got it up. If you want to share my screen, we could look at it.
Yeah, go ahead. If I can get it in. Yeah, this is what I like about it. We can discuss about the schedule. You guys can do your little breakdown. But is it on the private chat?
Yeah, you just go down at the bottom and click it. You should be able to share it down there.
Oh, it's on the private chat, right?
Just at the bottom where you share screen.
Oh yeah, let me look at it. Oh yeah, wait, there you go. There you go. That is good. Oh yeah, I like this.
There we go. That's beautiful.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so
that's nice.
Do we all agree that week 1 is a dub? That's
yes, sir.
W.
Absolutely, easy work.
And week 2.
Week 2, dub. Now week 3. This is where my trepidation comes in. Though Russell still has to gel and get with that O-line and get with that, get with those receivers, get with Courtland Sutton, get with Jerry Jeudy, all that stuff. Though they have to do that, this is still Russell fucking Wilson, and he still knows how to play us.
I say we lose a close one.
That's why I think we're going to lose that game.
I'm gonna go with an L on the Broncos, and plus,
me too.
They got DJ Jones. DJ knows us.
Yeah.
That's
that's right. That is right. And K1 Williams.
And K1. So
Jonas Griffith.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, I agree with that, Brandon. And yeah, I am feeling a little bit better, my guy. Thanks for checking in on you, boy.
Does anyone know anything about Jerry Jeudy and his arrest?
The only thing that I read was he was arrested for something about domestic violence and tampering with evidence or something like that.
Oh,
yeah, it was some kind of charge about intending to break into someone's property that he knew and wanting to cause damage, and it came like up of us a blip, and then I never heard anything else about it. So I was wondering if he's even going to be able to play that game.
Yeah, I heard that his lawyer said he never should have been arrested and that it's all going to be good. But I mean,
so what was it about him tampering with evidence? Tampering with evidence. What was that about?
I don't know. All I know is they said domestic violence, which was the red flag, and then they said that he had the intention of damaging someone's property. So, and he's being held without bail. So that's why I asked you guys, since you thought Broncos were lost, if anyone knew anything about that.
The only way I see the 49ers losing to the Broncos is if they don't handle the altitude very well.
That's another
I still
thing,
think the Niners will pull it out 24-21. I think it'll be a defensive battle, but I think our defense will come through in that because I believe Russell Wilson's going to struggle because he's still trying to build that chemistry with his, like you said, the O-line and the receivers, and possibly not having Jeudy. That's going to be key for us as well.
That is possible because if you think about it, Russell's going to have to gel with his team, and it might take him until the 4th or 5th week of the season until he starts gelling with the entire team. So this might be an advantage for us against Denver because of the chemistry that's going to go on.
True.
Yeah, I think Trey's still working on chemistry too, though. So I don't know. That's tough for me.
It is 50-50.
I'll say this. From what I heard from the little OTA, the little mini camp we just had, Danny Gray, man. Danny Gray.
Tearing it up.
Come on.
Hey, I heard he was blowing the socks off cats, man. They couldn't keep up with him for nothing. But all right, so I think we all kind of agree there's a 50-50 on that Broncos game.
Yeah, it is.
It's up in the air. I'm gonna say it's an L just because it's Russell and he gets on my damn nerves. But I just know what he can do, man. He always seems to find a way to beat us.
Objection, Your Honor. Objection.
Look, Look, when the last time we beat Russian?
Objectivity.
Hey, if we each cast a vote, we'd be able to go through it.
I say we are going to lose to the Broncos because it's going to be tough for Russell Wilson.
I would like to say that it's a win, but I don't know what Mile High is going to be like. The last time we faced them was at home with Nick Mullins, so it's either way for me.
So we got. Go ahead, CG.
I did predicted us beating the Broncos for that game, if I remember correctly. But I would think I wouldn't be upsetting because it is 50-50 if you think about it. But I did put it as a W because I feel like it's a disadvantage for Russell with this team. But like you said, it's Russell Wilson, so it's more convincing that we might lose to them.
Yeah. I remember that.
All right, so the Rams. I'm going to call that a dub.
That's a dub.
Dub.
It's going to be a win.
Yeah, I got caught. Anybody else? Everybody can in agreement. The Rams is the win.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
I just want to see us run the ball down Bobby Wagner's throat over and over and over again.
Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty competitive game, so it's going to be really tough in this division. But I think we might want to take some vengeance on them for taking that Super Bowl from us.
Yeah. They got away with one. All the Ram fans are saying, "Oh, we got you, we beat you. You guys got away with one." Where's payout time? I'll tell them.
Bro, look,
you'll see him on the podcast.
There's several things that could have happened. One, Tark makes that interception. Yeah. At a minimum, we can run some time off the clock.
Maybe
if we make that interception, we can run some time off the clock. That's not a game winner, people. It never was. It was 9 minutes when he dropped that interception. You are not running 9 minutes off the clock, especially the way we were playing. Two, the other thing is Jimmy Garoppolo. Why on earth are you getting sacked throwing the ball? Take the sack. You would have had at least another fourth down. We know you're not a deep guy, but at a bare minimum, you could go to Kyle and say, hey, man, we got screwed, but I need you to draw up a play where I can hit Debo or something.
Yeah, but weren't they also complimenting him earlier in the game that he was throwing it out of bounds and avoiding sacks? Like, that was kind of like the black cat for the game. You knew that was going to happen.
But we all as Niner fans knew the interception was coming. We know this. When Jimmy plays, we all anticipate at least one stupid pick. There's nobody on this panel that doesn't. I guarantee it.
And Dion, why do you think Tart is not on the team? Do you think it's because he's still feeling bad, or fans are trashing him for dropping that interception?
I can tell you right now, Tart's probably not on the team just based off the fact that he's trying to field other offers. He hasn't really gotten much action in the free agency market, but it has nothing to do with that interception because Tart did what number 10 never does. He owned it. He took responsibility.
Yeah.
He said, I can make that catch.
And the reason why I asked that, because I'm not gonna trash Tart like that because I'm just as guilty as Tart. I've dropped wide open interceptions back when I played football. I've dropped interceptions, so I know the feeling.
Yeah, it happens. So I'm not, and for me, I didn't blame him. And when he took responsibility, the first thing I did was I tweeted out, I wish number 10 did that. Instead, he gets up at the podium and just, it's a tough team loss. Yeah, it's a tough one. Bro, just stop talking.
Yeah, from my breakdowns on Jaquiski, I was actually surprised at some of the mistakes he was making. The other thing is that your best ability is your availability, and he's injured a lot. So, but Jaquiski was a good player. They did some really good things, but then when you break down his film and you see some poor angles and some key missed tackles, drops, etc., it's surprising. It was surprising for me because I really like him. I always liked him playing with Ward. But I think Odom and Hufanga and I think they're looking to go in a different route.
Yeah. Hey, can I say a little Jaquiski Tart story? Yeah, one time he was at one of the Niner barbecues, and I was drunk, I was faded, and I was like, Jaquiski, you're the new Ronnie Lott. I'm like, oh my gosh, man, that's how drunk I was. And after he dropped that interception, I was like, Why'd I say that, man?
Watch when you drink, man. Don't say nothing.
So it's like, yeah, but he's had some coverage issues. There's times where he looks really good out there, and I liked him and Ward because they were actually high school teammates.
Yeah.
So they had a little connection there, but I think they're gonna go another direction, man. So and that's that. So we got a couple safeties that we added this offseason. So
how about this kid? How about this kid, Leon O'Neal, man? I'm hearing a lot of buzz about him.
Yeah, hey, I seen him press a receiver. I'm like, oh my God, he can press Cooper Kupp like that. That would be so incredible if he could do that, man. Because he got lanes, man. He was just owning some dude I seen on film. Woo, I'm impressed. So he makes.
Oh yeah, definitely. One thing that jumped off when I watched him was his footwork. It's sort of like Jason Verrett footwork, and that's what I like about him. I like that his length, like you said. I like his coverage. You know what I mean? So he's not in a trail position at all the time. Maybe it's somewhat, but he's a pretty good player. I think he's gonna be a pretty good player.
Yeah. And if you watch Odom from last year, he did not miss one tackle in the box. Like literally 100% made every tackle in the box last year when he came down. And then you can watch film of him making great plays in coverage. I know he picked off Josh Allen. So I think George Odom is a guy that a lot of people are kind of sleeping on. But the Niners, they can turn special teams Pro Bowlers into really good players. And so.
But I'm still sticking with my guy, Quintrez Knight, to play that nickel. I'm still sticking with that.
Let's hope that works out. I mean, hey, man, I'll take a UCLA guy any day, every day. This is what I would say, though. These next two games, I believe everybody's going to automatically give dubs on that one with the Panthers and the Falcons. I'll call wins on those easy.
I don't know about that because we always have that one stupid loss that we shouldn't have. And for me, it could either be the football team or the Falcons. And it just seems to always be one of Shanahan's former teams that you think is an easy win no matter what's going on. And then it just kind of sneaks up on you, especially after going against the Rams and maybe Russell Wilson again. It could happen.
I agree with you on us having that one dumb loss. But I definitely don't think it's going to be against the Falcons and Marcus Mariota. I
didn't say I thought it was going to be those two. I just said I think it's either going to be that or the football team. It's just something with Shanahan. It's just that one stupid loss always sneaks in there.
And and that's where I was going. I was just saying the football team is intriguing because that may be a weird one, but I would say for me. Mm-hmm. I'll call them the Falcons and the Falcons and the Panthers wins. Anybody else?
I second that.
I agree with that.
Yeah, Niners are great on East Coast road trips.
Yes, we are.
Okay, now here's where another L comes in. Week 7 versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah,
I do not see us winning that game, even without Tyreek Hill. He still has Mecole Hardman. And I think they're still going to be able to do some things, man. So me personally, I'm saying that at least that game is an L versus the Chiefs.
Hey, that's a trip.
Nope.
I actually agree with you on that and the Bronco one. So I see those as losses myself.
I mean, Mahomes is going to still have weapons. So it's people keep still they're sleeping at the fact that, they don't have Tyreek Hill. They just lost one damn weapon. They're going to add more. They just got, what's his name? They got Scanley. They got Scantley and Juju Swister. That kind of makes up for the loss of them, and then they just drafted Sky Moore. So I think a lot of these AFC East fans are sleeping on those Kansas City Chiefs. I hate to say it, but who knows?
That's a really good three right there.
Don't you think the Honey Badger is going to affect their defense a lot, though?
Justin Reed,
he was kind of like that go machine, hype man, kept them grounded, kept them sound, call protections. He was like that kind of heartbeat of the defense.
But Justin Reed kind of does have that similar production. People sleeping on Eric Reed's brother. He's pretty good.
He's really good. I think they improved in that position, to be honest. Don't get me wrong.
And he's younger.
Honey Badger in his prime is baller, but Justin Reed is
close up there.
And don't be surprised if this game against the Chiefs is going to be a shootout with Lance and Mahomes. Don't be surprised.
Oh, that could be a shootout.
If that happens, I'm way more comfortable with Lance at the helm. If that was 10 and we get into a shootout, I already know we losing that because he can't.
Pretty much.
And Chris
Now,
Jones is a problem for our guards always.
Oh,
Always,
definitely.
always. And this is that's going to be a story for another day because we're definitely going to have to cover this O-line and figure out what the hell we're doing.
Yeah.
Next game on the docket is the Rams. You know what? I'm going to call that a dub. Instead of I'm changing my prediction, I'm not saying we lose a game to the Rams. We're going to sweep their ass.
That's right.
Then we got the bye week. That's always an easy win. You can't lose in the bye week. You just can't. Well, then again, there are some teams that do. So week 10 versus the Chargers. Now, this is another intriguing game. If the Chargers are healthy, because you know what happens to the Chargers every year. They look great. They come out the gates hot, and then the injuries start piling up, and they start slowly falling right off. So
I think
They got my favorite roster in the NFL. But I think we win this game though.
I think it'll be a defensive battle.
You know what?
Yeah, it will be. With the Bosa's.
I think hey, Nick Bosa is gonna want to show up his brother Joey Bosa. I think that's why he's gonna end up getting a strip sack on Justin Herbert to win the game.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, and we got a bye week to prepare for them on a Sunday night football game at home.
That's an advantage.
Yeah, Kyle has time to draw up a whole
Right, got fresh roster.
Okay, you're right.
Between the Kansas City and Chargers game, as far as the DBs go, that's going to tell me a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, it will be telling. Then we go on to the Cardinals. Do you guys believe we're gonna split with the Cardinals, or we're gonna sweep?
Sweep. Get that broom. Get the brooms out.
All right, sweep it is.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
In Mexico City, that's like a home game. They love the Niners.
Oh, Mexico City. Oh, yeah, that's an L. Yeah, that's a dub. That's a dub.
That's a dub, man. Mexico City. That's revenge.
Yeah, what I'm excited about is the possibility of Alfredo Gutierrez playing in this game against Arizona.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah, because that's where he's from. He came from that program. Oh yeah, that'd be nice for him if he's able to fight to scratch his way onto the team. Now the next week we go to play the New Orleans Saints
at home.
I say go at home. That's a dub to me.
Hey,
I don't trust Jameis Winston without Sean Payton. I don't.
And Jameis Winston
go right back to the same dude he was. 36 touchdowns, 36 interceptions.
Laser guy surgeries. I don't think it'll make any difference with his decision making, if I had to be honest.
Nope. And you have a defensive-minded coach with a dude who doesn't know what to do with the ball? Yeah.
And he was coaching the Raiders, and he didn't do squat over there.
Yeah, unless you kept the same unless you could wait. Whoa, what? The Rams?
Yeah, somebody's drinking.
This guy is drinking. You expect him to go like that.
Hey, we need to get him the Alcoholics Anonymous line.
Yeah,
but anyways, that's just my boy Rudy. He's just being funny.
Let me say it. There's no way we go 9-8 and/or 7-10 with Trey starting in his first year. Not with the way our schedule looks. I could look at this schedule right now. We'll take the little thing down, CG, so I can see it real quick.
Oh, okay, let me take that off.
Yeah,
okay.
I can tell you right now. These are easy wins that should not be losses. The Bears, the Panthers, and the Falcons.
And Seahawks twice.
Saints, both Seahawks games.
Washington?
Washington. And everything else right there, those are all, games where we're going to be in it. So if we sweep our division, that's already 6. So say we go 6-0 in the division. The Bears is a gimme. That's 7, 8, 9. That's automatic 9. So you're telling me we about to lose to the Broncos, the Chargers, the Saints, the Bucks, the Dolphins, the Raiders, and the Washington football team? I highly doubt that. We're not going to struggle at all.
So we got the Saints as a win, right?
Yeah, Saints are a win. They're rebuilding.
The Dolphins at home the following week.
That's a 50-50 because we don't know how good Tua can be.
Hey, I think that's a trap game because the Dolphins have a hell of a roster, and then I think the Niners might be thinking a week ahead, Tampa. That's going to be like an NFC Championship preview, and I think they're going to have a letdown against the Dolphins at home. That's what I think.
Agree.
I'm gonna tell you
so
why.
we can mark the Dolphins as a loss.
I can't do that.
I have that marked as a win. I think we're
Yeah.
gonna come out hungry, especially the way we got embarrassed in 2020 versus the Dolphins. I don't see Kyle not bringing everything that he has and then some against McDaniels for the first
I'm
time.
gonna tell you
Exactly.
I'm gonna
And their
tell you-
defense is lukewarm. And that's Miami to San Fran is a long trip. I mean, I think that I don't see us losing that game, but
I do. I'll tell you why. The number one reason they have Mike McDaniels, who has full knowledge of the system. There's nothing that Kyle is doing that's going to be that much different. And you notice whenever he goes up against people that he previously had on his coaching staff, he doesn't do so well because they know what he's going to do and they know his tendencies. The next thing, you have Raheem Mostert, who has what? A full working knowledge of the system. You have Matt Breida, who has what? A full working knowledge of the system. Do you mean to tell me that you think that these defensive players are not going to them saying, what are they going to do? When they line up this way, what are they doing? When they say this, what's that mean? Like I'm telling you, McDaniels is giving the defense every nugget you can think of to win this game. That's the reason why I don't feel like that's going to work.
The only way I see the Niners losing this game against the Dolphins if they play that damn DB again that got torched for 3 touchdowns in that one game.
Brian Allen.
The only way, yeah.
Okay, so you guys want to mark it as a win or a loss? Which one are we going to go? Let's vote. A win?
I'm marking it as a win. I'm sorry. I can't.
It's an L for me.
I think it's an L for me too.
Okay, so 2 L's, and then I guess we all go.
Can I ask you something serious though before we move on?
Yeah.
Do you honestly think that Raheem Mostert's going to be healthy by then?
Right.
Yeah.
Guy has only stayed healthy 1 year of his whole entire career.
He kicked those canes last year. I think in like November. We don't play until August. That man is going to be perfectly fine, and I guarantee you, there's no way that Mike McDaniel is not about to use him now. If he comes back,
okay, but 2018 he couldn't stay healthy. 2020 he couldn't stay healthy. 2021 he couldn't stay healthy. 2019, and he wasn't even the main guy for most of that year. Was the only year he stayed healthy. Like I know
with Mostert.
I know a lot of people love him, and they can love him all they want. And I love rubbing him in my brother's face because he's a Packer fan. But I honestly don't think he's going to be healthy for that game.
Yeah,
we don't know. I agree with you on that. You're correct on his injury history.
And Dion, what you said is very true, but I think it goes the other way as well because McDaniel's running Shanny's system, so there's not much that he's going to be able to do to fool the Niners.
Yeah, and we're pretty familiar with it. It's like playing against our own offense, to be honest. I mean, exactly. So I guess everybody's voting for the win, even though in some way I will agree with Dion's input. So everybody's voting for a win. So we'll go with that one. Tampa Bay, I really do think this game can come down as a loss because of Tom Brady. I don't know. It has a gut feeling to me.
I got an L on that one. I got an L, unfortunately.
Sorry, guys, but the 49ers will win because they'll win in the trenches and get to Tom Brady.
Let's go.
We'll face them in a rematch and beat them in the playoff game.
So we'll mark that as an L then. Okay, we lost Tampa Bay. Now we're on the Seattle Seahawks. Is this going to be a sweep season for Seattle? We go to Seattle on a short week?
Automatic. Yeah,
sweep. Okay, sweep. Okay, Washington Commanders or football, whatever they are. Does that become a win?
That's a win.
Dub.
Okay, Dub. Okay, we go to Las Vegas on a New Year. What you guys said about the Washington, right?
Yeah, win.
Okay.
Win. Raiders are always going to be a win, ever.
Yeah,
Las Vegas specialty. New Year's. That's a win, right?
I give Raider fans the satisfaction of hearing me saying we're going to lose to them.
Yeah, no. I'll never say that.
Couple of things on the Raiders game. One, the Raiders are going to get a New Year's ass whooping. Number one. Number two, Number two, I'm looking forward to the matchup. Travarius Ward and Devontae Adams. I'm looking forward to that matchup.
It's gonna be a good one.
So, okay, we marked that as a win against the Raiders. Cardinals, I think this is the tricky part. Okay, we're probably going to rest our starters for this game because we're probably getting to the playoffs. I do mark this as an L because we might just play our backups.
Yeah, depending on where we are, it could be due to that. But if we're playing full throttle, then that's a win.
Yeah.
But I agree. Now I want you to pull up the Rebele Sports Report. His Trey is a rookie one.
Oh, the one on top.
Yeah. So it's up the other one right above it.
Okay.
So he says Trey is a rookie who doesn't even have the confidence of his head coach to boot Jimmy Garoppolo. Rookies make bad mistakes at time. At least the NFC isn't as strong as it was in the past, and that helps. This is what I will tell you. If Trey Lance doesn't win the game against the Houston Texans, we're not in the playoffs. If Trey Lance doesn't give us a shot in the arm against the Packers, we lose even worse than we were already getting our asses handed to us. He threw the first touchdown of the season. The only reason that Jimmy Garoppolo stayed on the field consistently is because the players went to Shanahan and started complaining, saying that it was messing with Jimmy's leadership when you kept rotating him and Trey. Me personally, I wouldn't listen to their ass. I told them, shut the hell up. I'm the coach. You either going to get with it or you're going to get gone. Now, you're under contract and you got a job to do. This is a job. This ain't an adventure. I'm the head coach. I'll rotate anybody in if I want to. Now, here, the other thing that he did say was true. This is what I will say. They need to come out and publicly back Trey Lance. They need to say he is the starter. They need to stop playing around with 10 and acting like he's going to be on this team and they're really prepared to carry that money through to the next year. This is the reason why. First of all, nobody called for him. So if nobody called for him, that means everybody knows what he is and they don't want to take a chance on wasting their time and or their hard-earned money to go ahead and pay a quarterback who's pretty much subpar. The next thing is the locker room. I'm going to tell you right now, Brandon Ayuk don't want Jimmy back. Ray McLeod don't want Jimmy back.
Man, we could go another hour on this one.
I don't know about Debo, but I'll tell you this. You will divide that locker room because there are some very staunch Jimmy supporters there. Mike McGlinchey, George Kittle, Juice, all of these guys, Alex Mack, if he decides to come back. I don't know because he still hasn't said anything. But it's an unfortunate situation, man, and you will completely destroy that locker room. If you put Trey and Jimmy in there together, it does not work. You can't have them both. I'm so sorry.
It doesn't work that way. It sure doesn't.
I just want to note we just went 15-3 according to everybody.
Oh, well, no, not 15-3. You mean 14-3?
Yeah, 14-3 or 13-4 if you consider that last one a loss. But I'm just saying that's better than.
Okay, so 13-4. Okay, that's y'all prediction. I have us going. 14-3, but it's going to be exciting for this coming season. But as far as all that, we're already passing that time mark, guys. I'm going to give you guys the final intro. I'm going to give you guys your final saying. So I'm going to go with Niner Dion first.
Hey man, season's already here. All we got to do is prepare. Let's figure out this O-line to be able to properly protect Trey Lance. Once that's figured out, situated, then we'll be perfectly fine. Everything will gel as the season goes on. Have patience with Trey, because if you could sit there and watch Jimmy throw an INT, you can watch Trey do the same. But know that it's probably going to happen a lot less than when it was Jimmy. Good.
All right. Okay, then we're going to go with my boy Antonio.
Yeah, I want to thank the NFL for giving us a damn good schedule. Everything's in the right place. The Raiders at the end of the season. At least that game's not at the beginning of the season to where it'll be so hot out there in Vegas. Like the first 2 months in Vegas the season will probably be, 110 or and up. But yeah, man, like I'm excited about Danny Gray. He's going to be the guy that we thought Dante Pettis was going to be. I think he'll be the better version of. He's gonna work on some his route running, and I hear like he's been like just being the man out there, causing quite a stir with his talent. So that's just what we need is a number 3 receiver. Push Juwan Jennings to number 4, and I'm excited about our 3rd round running back TYP. Like maybe he could be a Derrick Henry like, like probably a smaller obviously, but You know, if he can be that, then that's a good draft pick. Because I really didn't think we should draft a running back, but we did right there. But so that is what it is, y'all. But yeah, like and subscribe to my channels, y'all, and thank y'all.
Okay, and then we go to Melissa.
I want to thank everyone for tuning in and watching, especially B and Forever Faithful. Thanks for showing up. And let's go Niners.
Okay, and then we go on to my boy Moses.
First off, thank you, CG, for inviting me back. During the rookie minicamps, I've been hearing reports how bad the DBs did bad, especially against Danny Gray. My message to the DBs, that goes for not just for Castro Fields, but goes for everybody else. Stick to your technique. Trust your technique. Stick to what got you here. I'm not going to critique you on this rookie minicamp because I want to see how you guys do when it comes really training camp and in the preseason. And believe me, I will be critiquing you DBs out there. I will be watching you. And follow me on OG 49er559 on my Twitter.
All right, that's what I like about it. And then we got my boy Breakdown. Last final saying.
Hey, I just thank everybody on the panel. I really enjoy chopping it up with everybody here. And go and subscribe to 49ers Breakdown, or you'll get a shakedown. Tonight we're going to do a Brock Lesnar takedown. We're going to get down and go live. So don't worry about anything because the Bay is now Trey-town. And I can't think of anything else that rhymes with it, so I'm good.
Trey area. All right, guys. Good show. We'll go on for next week. But as always, CG Ruthless Sports and the entire crew is out. And see y'all later. Go Niners.